Hello everyone, EtherSong here, and I'm back with some more Blue Protocol news. Yesterday, the developers held a live stream covering the upcoming network test. To start, they once again announced the dates and times of the network test. It will start on March 31st at 2 p.m. and will run until April 2nd at 10 p.m. In addition, there will be a scheduled maintenance going on from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on March 31st. Developers stated that this scheduled maintenance is a way to test network load when many players try to log back in at the same time. Please note all times stated in this video are Japan Standard Times. Moving on, we got our first look at what contents will be available during the network test. To begin, they showed off a big chart explaining the type of content, the range of it available in the network test, and finally some special notes. Starting at the top for the network test, levels will be capped at 20 and adventurer rank at 4. All 5 classes will be available, and players will be able to play up until the end of the first part of the story. As for where we can go, 4 map regions will be available to us. Asterleads, the main city of the game, Asteria Plains, a grassy area outside of Asterleads, Bahamar Highlands, an area filled with high cliffs and sharp rocks, and finally Monte Nor Valley, a region with a trade route connecting Asterleads with Salamazad. It was once a mining area, but it is now abandoned. The first 3 maps were in the closed beta test, but Monte Nor Valley will be new to the network test. As for the desert regions of Erst Green Sands and Salamazad, they will not be available during the test. With Monte Nor Valley being a new region, the developers showed it off briefly during the livestream. I will have the video of their gameplay of that map playing in the background as I go through some more of the network test contents. Continuing on, we learned that the missions, quests, and adventure board tasks up until the end of the first part of the story will be available. In addition, raids will also be present in the network test. They will be starting at 6 p.m. on the 31st and it will be occurring hourly after that. I'm guessing most likely the raid will be the same one we had seen in the closed beta test, with perhaps some adjustments made to it, so I'm interested to see what has changed. Moving on, we learned that the Happy Nappos will also be present in one of the zones of Asteria Plains. Happy Nappos were something that were presented in a previous live stream, but they are these cute little creatures that are hidden around the map to be found. Moving on, the developers also covered some basic information about each of the classes, but I have a video talking about the classes in more detail. For people who are interested in classes in the game, I recommend checking out that video. Continuing on, we learned that items will be distributed to players during the network test. One mount, the Black Fox seen here, will be given to each character on a player's account. Below, there are items that will be given out once to a single account. These include an item to boost experience gain by 10%, an item to increase drops by 30%, a selection of dyes, and toners. During the network test, a special event will also be held starting on April 1st at 2 p.m. until April 2nd at 7 p.m. During this event, the crafting cost of all weapons will be reduced by 10%. Enemies in the Dragonclaw Valley explorable area and Oritse trade route will also offer 10% additional experience. And finally, the amount of reward plus stock will be doubled from 3 to 6. These are the amount of times players can receive extra rewards when doing missions. So normally it is 3 a day, but it is being increased to 6. Next up, we learned about the pre-download for the game client. Starting a day before the network test on March 30th at 1 p.m., the client will be available to download. The download is a 2-step process. First, the Bandai Namco launcher is needed. After that, the game can be downloaded. We also learned that the game client will come with something called Security Solution. This is a process that runs when the game launches that checks for third-party software that could affect the game. They said this is to stop players from modifying game files and such. If a program that could affect the game is found running in the background, an error message will appear on screen. Moving on, we got a quick look at how a character can be imported to the game. First, players need to export their character from the benchmark software. The exported character is saved as a file. Finally, in the game client, players choose to import a character and select their character file. And that covers all the main topics discussed in the live stream. We are now only a couple days away from the network test. I'm very excited for it and can't wait to play. I have scheduled a live stream on YouTube for when I will start playing the network test on Friday. I will be doing live translations of the game while playing and also answering general Blue Protocol questions. Feel free to tune in. I will leave a link to the stream in the description. I hope to see everyone there.